everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I have decided to talk about how I make my curriculum for 3 different kids on 3 different levels. So I have 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old right now. My 8-year-old has a lot more than my 4-year-old, and my 4-year-old has more than my 2-year-old. I figured I would share with you how I make my own curriculum instead of buying a box set. So for my 2-year-old, we work on the alphabet, numbers, colors, shapes. My 4-year-old already knows all of that. And we also work on, holding a pencil and stuff like that. So I get books like this, and we do tracing, and I use this book over and over and over throughout the whole year, and then eventually they just get really good at it. I also have a wipe clean book. I also have a preschooler book as well for him, and it's got colors and letters and numbers, and it's got trace the lines. And that's what I do for my 2-year-old. And I also do the alphabet flashcards for him as well. And I do that for my 4-year-old too. I just sit them down for, 10-15 minutes a day, and we go through the alphabet a couple of times. And my 4-year-old almost knows the whole alphabet. My 4-year-old, she also has a dry erase book as well, but this one just has letters, numbers, and learn how to write them and write them over and over. I really like to use things as reusable as much as possible, because then I'm not just throwing paper out all the time, and it can just be reused over and over and over. So when my 2-year-old is ready to start writing all of his numbers and letters, he can just use the same book, and then I didn't have to spend money on a whole new book. My 4-year-old keeps asking me, when am I going to read? When am I going to read? So our goal is to teach her how to read. I've heard great things about this book, so we're going to work through this book and see if I can get her to start reading by the end of the year. I won't be using that book until she knows every letter, and then we'll work on letter sounds and combining everything after that, but she needs to know what every letter is and what it looks like first. I got this book for sight words and for her to practice writing words out. Most of the stuff that I get's off Amazon, or it's Barnes & Noble, or it's through our homeschool group that we go to. We all pass things through each other and keep reusing over and over and over. My 4-year-old also has the cut paste alphabet, trace numbers, and cut and paste numbers. And she also has one of these workbooks as well, and this one's more advanced than the other ones. So this one's more about letters and picking out her numbers and writing what number's missing. And I also have sight word flashcards for her as well. These 3 packs of flashcards I got, it was only $3 for all of them. I got them at Dollar Tree. My 8-year-old, he is really into art and loves art. So I have this book, and there's a bunch of other ones where you learn about, there's a Picasso, a Van Gogh, a Monet, a Leonardo, a Cassette. Art is probably the thing that we're going to start focusing on the most this year. I believe art is going to become more of our thing every day. He's going to be taking guitar lessons. My 4-year-old is going into dance lessons, and we're just going to start incorporating that. They also, my 8-year-old also does football. So we get a lot of kid interaction as well. I really like it. I like this book because it gives you a bunch of lines. You can trace it over and over. And I also have sheets that I made. I printed them off Time for Learning, or what, I don't remember what website it was, but it gave me free worksheets, and I just laminated them, and they're cursive as well. And he has used those quite a bit as well, and we can use those over and over and over. So when my 4-year-old's ready to write cursive, she can just use those, and I don't have to buy anything else. For language arts, we do reading skills, and that gives you short stories. You learn about facts and sequence, context, main idea, conclusion, and inference, and all of that book. We do a spelling book, and we also do spelling through everything else. So if he is writing something out and he doesn't know how to spell something, then we work through it and we learn how to spell it, and we do spelling constantly throughout the day, and he's getting better and better. In the spelling, it's got dictionary skills, proofreading, capitalization, punctuation, and spelling patterns. And we also have a writing skills book that we do as well, and it's personal narratives, descriptive writing, fables, how-to writing, comparative writing, and short reports. And all three of those books I get from Barnes & Noble. We're really going to work on our states and capitals this year, and we're going to do little projects with it. I got this really cool map at the Dollar Tree for $1, and I was really surprised. I've been looking for a map. I want a world map, but the states one will work for now. Since we are learning the states, we'll be doing a project. We're going to start with what was the first state to the 50th state, and then in that first state we're going to be like, what's the state, the capital, what's the bird, and what is their flower. And we're going to learn all of that about each state throughout the year and make a cool little booklet about it. With math, what we do is I use Saxon math. It's my absolute favorite. This is the actual workbook that you learn all of your lessons in. We sit down, we do a lesson, it takes about an hour, and then he does his worksheets after for extra practice. And then science, what we do, we will be learning a lot about the human body this year. And we also have just a book about facts, and we also have an encyclopedia about animals, and a lot of the other resources that I don't have here, we always go to the library. So for all of our chapter books and our reading and extra learning, so more books on the alphabet or more learning reading books like the Bob books, we always get from the library. Just books to read in general from the library. We get experiment videos from the library. We also go on YouTube for science, Netflix for science. And history, what we're going to do this year for history is we're going to go to the library and we're going to learn about a new person each month. A person that I feel that needs to be learned for our history. So like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and so on. We're going to expand it more, but we're going to learn about a different person each month, and then we're going to make a little project about them at the end of it and see what all he's learned and what he can remember. The other two are always present, so they're always learning all of the stuff he is as well. But that's what we do for our curriculum, and I don't spend a lot of money on it. I spend less than $200 on 3 curriculums right now. I'd rather do this than use a set curriculum, because then you can use this curriculum this way as, like, you know, say they're in 5th grade math and 3rd grade English, and you can use it and make it fit them of how they're learning, because you succeed and go quicker in different subjects than others. That's what we do for our curriculum, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment. Please don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.